Hello my friends, in today's episode on Grainificent, I will show you how to load and unload a Canon EOS 300 film camera. It's a very nice, small, handy camera. If you like this type of videos, please hit the like button. It shows the YouTube algorithm that I make videos worthy of showing to others. And hit the subscribe button. That shows me that I make helpful and interesting videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video about loading and unloading this Canon EOS 300 film camera. So in order to load your Canon EOS 300 film camera, of course, you need film. I have this test roll that I use to test different cameras if the mechanisms are working properly. So while keeping your camera on L, that means locked, with the screen turned off and everything. Locked mode should turn off the screen and make it non-functional. You open up the film back with this lever. You pull it up, just like this. And here you have the shutter visible and everything. And you put in your film cartridge over here. It has automatic ISO reading, and you don't hook up your film to anything here. You just basically pull it up to this line. So putting in your cartridge just like this, you take your film leader, take it up to this line basically, and close the doors. The camera will tell you if it loaded properly with this light over here. Now you turn your camera on to any setting you would like. And the camera, when loaded properly, if not loaded properly, this light will blink. I will show you that later. When loaded properly, the film will load all the film you have on the roll onto the pickup spool. So when you take photos, it will be pulling the film back into the cartridge. So it basically works in reverse, that it doesn't take photos and pull them onto the pickup spool and then you have to rewind it. It basically winds all of the frames onto the pickup spool, and then while taking photos, it goes back into the cartridge. So when you're done taking photos, the film is all in the cartridge. So if you want to make sure your camera read your ISO correctly, on your settings over here on your wheel, you go to ISO mode, just like this. And as you see, the film was read as 400 ISO. That was the cartridge. If you would want to change this setting in this ISO mode, all you have to do is turn the knob to any setting you wish, and the camera will keep exposing the film at the settings you set. And with your settings chosen, you aim at your subject, half press for it to get in focus, and fully press to take a photo. And as you see, the number of photos on the counter will be counting down. That's the amount of photos you have left. If at any time you would like to rewind the film earlier, before you finish the roll, the rewind button is over here. But I advise not doing that, because although it counts the frames from the complete end of the film, it keeps an evenish spacing if you would be reusing rolls. But when rewinding the film, it will wind the film leader into the film inside. So if you want to reuse the roll later, you would have to worry about taking the leader back out of the cartridge to load it up again. So if you want to do that, you could, but this camera does not have any function leaving the leader out. Now when taking photos, changing your settings, more about how to use this camera in the video about how to use this camera. So now you're taking photos. To unload the camera, of course, you see it's counting down. When you took your last photo, it wounded all what was left into the cartridge, and now you see this blinking. It tells you that the film is all wound back. So now when it wound back everything, you could lock the camera. It turns off everything, but it just shows you that you have a roll in there, so you don't forget. And again, with this lever pulling up, you open up the back. and as you see, it pulls all the film into the cartridge. So now, for example, let's say we loaded it incorrectly. How would it tell us? Well, let's say we loaded a cartridge and didn't wind the film all the way up here and close it. It still shows us we have film loaded. As you see, it's a security feature. If you don't have film loaded, there's nothing showing here. If you do have film loaded, it will tell you, hey, there's a roll in there. So you don't accidentally open the back not knowing if there is any roll in there. Of course, you do have a little screen over here, so you should see that there is a roll in there. But now, since we loaded it and we didn't pull the film to the line, when we turn it on, it tried to advance the film, but it couldn't. So as you see, nothing shows up on the screen, just a blinking roll. That means the roll is improperly loaded, that you should open up the back and load it properly. So when you open up the back, you reload the roll while keeping the camera on position. As soon as you close the back, it will try to load it again. And again, we have a problem because, as you've seen, I didn't load it in properly. But to unload it, you just take it out, put it in a new one, pull the film leader up to this line, close it, and see now, since there is no film in there, it didn't try loading anything, but you have other options on the screen. So to turn the camera off, each time keep it to L, that's locked position. So that was how to load and unload this beautiful piece of equipment. If you want to know how to use it with all the functions and everything, then look into the description for the video on how to use this camera. So that, my friends, is how to load and unload this Canon EOS 300 film camera. Feel free to look into the videos in the description down below, other videos related to this camera. And if you like this video, please remember to hit the like button. It shows the YouTube algorithm this video is worthy of showing to others. And hit the subscribe button. It shows me that I make helpful and interesting videos. And also, if you'd want to support the channel, there's a donation link in the description below. You could also do it through the membership under this video. Or if you would like extra benefits from $1 a month, you can see the videos I post way ahead of schedule. Sometimes I line them up for 2 months ahead, so my channel members see all the videos I make as soon as I make them, before they go public. So look into that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. Take care.